Thank you, Katerina. And with that, before we get started, I'm going to turn it back over to Carlos to walk us through some housekeeping matters. Carlos.
Yes, saludos everyone. This is Carlos Velasquez. I'm part of the city's recovery task force team. Wanted to mention that tonight, as we do with every meeting, it includes interpretation in Spanish and Vietnamese. So thanks and welcome to our interpreters for today, Rosario, Felipe, Fong, and Michi. To access the interpretation in Spanish and Vietnamese, click on the interpretation button on your Zoom screen and then select the appropriate language. In addition, if you want to be able, if you are hearing the interpretation, if you want to hear it in English, tonight's meeting in English, press that interpretation button and make sure you put English. It will help you listen to any of the interpretations that are done in other languages. You'll hear it completely in English. So we do have two videos, one in Spanish and another in Vietnamese that will play right now.
Carlos, I just noticed that my slide that I downloaded is not showing up. Bear with me, everyone. If someone else from my team, Carlos or Katerina, if you had downloaded the slide.
I don't have the slides in front of me, or I guess maybe it might be better to find the YouTube videos for them. We can go ahead and find and share those videos in just a second. But I think for right now, I just wanted to, in the meantime, before we share the videos, want to just remind folks to rename yourselves on Zoom by your first and last name, and to also add your organization name, just so we can ensure that you are identified as a task force member. All you have to do is click on your image, click on the three dots on the top right corner, and then go to rename and make sure you rename yourself. And also, if you are an alternate yet still have your primary representative in attendance, please add alternate to your title. That would be helpful for us when should we have to take votes on any action. This meeting is open to the public. Saludos to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. You'll be able to see and hear tonight's meeting, including joining and observing the breakout discussion that will be happening tonight. You will have the opportunity for 2 minutes time to share your voice and comments during the public comment portion of the meeting. This will happen towards the end of the agenda. Until then, we appreciate your patience during the rest of the meeting. And for task force members, there will be time after each section of the agenda for questions. And we ask task force members that if you do have a question during that time, to use the raise your hand feature found below on your Zoom screen. Either myself or someone else on the recovery team will announce your name so you can unmute yourself. So I think those were the housekeeping items. I don't know if Victoria or Aurelia, if you were able to get those videos fixed. Otherwise, I can maybe just do interpretation in Spanish. Bueno, pues para los que están aquí y quieren hacer la presentación, oír la presentación, and who want to hear los que quieren oír la interpretación en español, por favor, solamente haz clic en el icono de interpretación en su pantalla de Zoom y haz clic y pon español, haz clic en el español, así puedes oír la presentación en español.
Hola y bienvenidos a esta reunión. Para acceder a la función de interpretación, haga clic en el icono del globo en la parte inferior de la ventana de Zoom y selecciona el idioma que desea. Para escuchar claramente el audio de interpretación, le recomendamos que también seleccione la opción para silenciar el audio original, que es la opción más baja en el menú después de hacer clic en el icono del globo.
Xin chào và cảm ơn quý vị đã tham dự buổi họp ngày hôm nay. Để truy cập vào phần thông dịch của ứng dụng Zoom, xin nhấn vào biểu tượng hình quả địa cầu ở phía dưới của màn hình và chọn ngôn ngữ theo ý muốn của quý vị. Để nghe rõ lời phiên dịch, chúng tôi khuyến khích quý vị chọn chức năng tắt âm thanh gốc nằm ở phía cuối trong phần tùy chọn của biểu tượng quả địa cầu.
Great, thank you. I believe that's it. I think the next item is just kind of going over the agenda, so we can do that if someone wants to bring up the presentation slides again.
Thanks, Carlos. And before we do bring up the PowerPoint slides again, what we do like to do when we start our task force meetings is acknowledging that we are on the ancestral lands of the Ohlone people, and we pay respect to their elders past and present, and we give thanks to their sacrifice and examples of humility, stewardship, and resilience. And so with that, we will get started with reviewing the agenda real quickly. So really tonight, the main focus of tonight's meeting, after we will go over some brief task force updates, is to hear a presentation about the Community Engagement Plan report. Lots of really good information to share about the community feedback we've received over the last several months. And then we'll do a breakout group discussion. We're going to break out by committee and review feedback that pertains to each committee topic. After that, we will, of course, end with public comment and next steps. So with that, I think we have a few task force updates. I'm gonna kick it back over to Carlos and also Aurelia to share about the community resource fair that was held last month.
Yes, thank you. Next slide, please. So it's been almost a month, but we wanted to quickly recap the very successful community resource fair that we held back on August 20th at the Seven Trees Community Center. A main goal of the event was to connect San Jose residents who have been most impacted by the pandemic with recovery resources offered by the city and partners just like you. So we had a successful turnout. Our goal was 500 attendees. We had 460 people register online in advance or at the door on the day of the event. And we know that there were also many people who didn't formally register. So I think we can confidently say we met our goal of 500 attendees. And for me, I'd even say that that's a conservative number. We saw many families, as you can see on the images here, with a very good representation from our Latino and Asian communities, including many Vietnamese families in attendance. From the registration numbers, we do know that some of the five zip codes, the most popular ones from the people who came were from the surrounding 95111 zip code, and also 95122, 95127, 95112, and 95116, all some of the priority zip codes for the city and that are reside in the east side and southeast side of San Jose. We had 28 resource tables, 8 of which were organizations that are on the task force. So we had a very good representation from you all. We spoke with each one of the people from the resource tables, and many mentioned that they distributed all of their giveaways, from hygiene products to COVID-19 test kits, bike helmets, and we had more than 150 people, families, complete our bingo activity to get a free backpack. So I think the event was also the last day to complete the task force's community survey. We collected a few more that day to get us to a final tally of 771 surveys, which surpassed our original goal of 500. We didn't have the response we wanted with the resume building workshop. We learned, I think, that hosting an indoor workshop during an outdoor event may not be the best idea, but overall the day was very positive. People were very happy, appreciative of us being there, and shared many times that they'd like to see this done at other community centers or areas of San Jose. So the event was a great way to cap off the task force's community engagement. So I wanted to share my appreciation to the Community Engagement Committee for their leadership in developing the program and materials with us. And so thank you all for your support with outreach. I wanted to hand it off to Aurelia to see if, and possibly Rob, if you all had some words since you all were there, and just to recognize some of the folks.
Thanks, Carlos. Good evening, everyone. I'm also with the recovery team, Aurelia, by the way. I just wanted to just say, really echo what Carlos mentioned to all of you that helped us get the word out to make sure that this resource fair was a success. And then, of course, the ad hoc committee, the community engagement committee, and Allie, who stayed the whole entire time. She was only supposed to volunteer for a few hours, but stayed the whole entire time. So thank you, Allie. Derek, Patty, and Frederick, who was also there throughout the day. So thank you so much. I do want to give a special shout out also to our internal partners, since I know that they're also with us tonight. The Parks and Recreation neighborhood team, from our Seven Trees team to the Parks team there, and the library and the San Jose Crime Prevention. So again, thank you so much, and really great to meet some of you in person with this event. So thank you. Carlos.
Nothing from me. I just want to say thank you as well, and good meeting everyone. And Ali, I think, staffed a booth and served drinks and sandwiches and helped us clean and move furniture. So Ali, you're hired. Whatever you want, whatever job, it's yours.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone. And I just will echo everything that has been said. It was a huge effort, total teamwork, and just so very thankful for the task force members who volunteered your time. Thank you, thank you. And for city staff. Many staff volunteered. I'm also very thankful that Councilmember Esparza actually had the opportunity to stop by and shared some remarks. She was delighted to host the fair in her district. And again, so many city departments, Office of Economic Development, Cultural Affairs, PRNS, many departments involved. So thank you again. I'll share a little personal thing. Ironically, unfortunately, I was not able to participate because I had COVID. Like, that was just totally crazy. Bad timing on my part. But thank you again to everyone who participated and made it a huge success. And with that, I think we're a few more updates really briefly to share with the task force, just a little bit about our remaining meeting schedule. And we're actually coming down to the end of this entire process. So as I mentioned earlier, tonight we're going to review all of the feedback we've gotten through the community engagement activities that have been held. The focus of our October 13th meeting will really be reviewing draft recommendations from each of the committees. And then our final meeting is November 10th. We will then be reviewing, finalizing the recommendations, the report. I'm sure there'll be a vote on those final recommendations, and we are preparing to present the recommendations to our city council in December. We're actually right now targeting the December 6th city council meeting to share the findings and recommendations from the task force. And at this point, if there are any task force members who have announcements to share with the group, feel free, raise your hand, and we'll take those now. Someone's gonna
raise my hand.
Monique, there you are.
Sorry, I couldn't raise my hand quick enough. I was looking for the icon.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention we're having a big job fair, Work to Future, on the 23rd at the Convention Center. It's from 1 to 4. There's going to be over 70 plus employers, and we're going to have some resources there as well. So please come on down. The parking's free, validated. You don't have to worry about that. And we're really excited to be able to do this because we haven't done one in a really long time. So we're expecting at least 500 plus individuals, and we would like to add more if we could. So please get the word out. Already I can send you the flyer so we can share it. But we're really excited to have this happen, and all our staff is eagerly anticipating the event. So if you can come out, or send people, we'd be happy to have you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Great opportunity for our residents, indeed. Anyone else?
Yeah, I see Maribel.
Hi, buenas tardes. Good evening. Maribel Martinez with the County of Santa Clara Division of Equity and Social Justice. We are midway through our community survey on disabilities. So this is the effort to collect information on priority and needs from the disability communities in preparation of launching our Office of Disability Affairs. The survey is available to anyone 18 and over, including parents who have children of or caregivers of folks with disabilities. You can take the survey in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Tagalog. And the link to that survey is www.wid.org/SCC, and perhaps I can send that through the city staff to share with all of you. So please help us spread the word, and let's see how many community members input we could get. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maribel. Yeah, you can send me the information, and we can send it out as soon as tomorrow. Yvonne?
Yes, good evening, everyone. So Goodwill Silicon Valley is hosting their annual Good Fest event on October 1st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we need volunteers. So this event is to celebrate community and to celebrate all of our employees and their families. And it's type of like a carnival type of event where we need volunteers to help us, with the lines, with the rides and various activities that we're going to have for our families. So I just want to share that. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Anybody else?
Oh, I see Kira's hand.
I had a tough time finding the hand too after all these years. SVCN is starting its candidate fora for nonprofit related questions. The candidate fora start on Monday. There are 3 next week. The first one is City Council Districts 3, 5, and 7. You can find the registration for all of the candidate fora on at svcn.org. It's free. Come if you're a nonprofit person, come if you're not a nonprofit person, and you can submit questions as well.
Great, thank you, Kira.
Thank you, Kira.
Anyone else? I don't think I see any more hands. All right, Carlos, I'm kicking it back to you for the next portion of the agenda.
Yeah, well, I'm proud to be the staff lead for the Community Engagement Committee, and I'm happy to hand off this next portion of the agenda for tonight, and which will be led by Araceli Gonzalez of Catholic Charities of Santa Clara County, and a fellow task force member and co-chair of the Community Engagement Committee, and also Christian Olano of the Winter Consultant Team. They're going to be both sharing a summary of the Community Engagement Plan report that you all should have received earlier this week on Tuesday. So Araceli, Christian, go ahead.
Thank you, Carlos. Hi, everybody. Araceli here from Catholic Charities. I co-chair like Carlos said, the Community Engagement Committee. So as we all been seeing the slide we built together, thank you everybody for your inputs this summer. we've been together with all of you implementing strategies of the task force committee's engagement plan, which you can see on the screen here. This is how we were able to connect with the communities this summer to gather the inputs and needed to support the task force recommendations. Next slide. This is the results of all of the work. You know, it couldn't have been put together just by, you know, thank you to everybody that put this together. How they had mentioned it earlier, the event went well. Thank you, City of San Jose, to putting it together, well organized, all the great connections that everybody was able to provide. It was a hot day. There was ice cream. There was a lot of fruit. So it was very energetic. The music was good and everything. So as Carlos had mentioned earlier, we had 771 people completed the community survey, surpassing our goal of 500. Yay, applaud to everybody. Thank you for all of you who outreach with flyers and just inviting everybody. So again, we couldn't have done it without everybody here. We recruited and worked with 9 lived experience groups who were tasked with carrying out the community activities or events and connected with community members here in San Jose. Still experiencing the most impacts of COVID-19 and what they still needed till this day. Thanks to their efforts, they were able to complete 31 activities that included pop-up, tabling, virtual, in-person forums, focus groups, and pop-ups to existing meetings, many to here in the community. They tagged along and were able to present at most of your guys' meetings, so thank you again. Together with the successful community resource fair, we were able to connect with and hear from more than 1,500 people this summer. Great job, everybody. Couldn't have done it without all of you. Next slide, please. This is an overall of who connected with and heard from the 31 community activities. Some of the organizations, like Carlos and Aurelia mentioned here, are all with a lot of your partnerships here. Just to mention a few, we had School of Arts, we had Luna, Silicon Valley, Goodwill, Sacred Heart, Santee Community Center. Thank you for letting us use the location. We had a lot of people that came out, parents helping with parents, Bill Wilson Center. These are organizations, along with leaderships in the network and lived experience group, and you, my fellow task force members, helped ensure that we connected with these communities. Thank you all for your support. And I'll pass it on to you, Christian.
Thank you, Araceli. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Christian. I'm with Winter Consulting. I'm going to share a little bit about the results and who we engaged furthermore. So I'm going to comment first on the community survey. A key component of our engagement was the survey, which consisted of multiple choice and open-ended questions heavily informed by task force committees and task force input, if you recall, earlier in the year. The survey was provided in both digital and print formats, translated into Spanish, Vietnamese, and Tagalog, and shared at in-person pop-ups and via task force networks. So again, incredible thank you and appreciation for all of you for helping disseminate the survey to your communities. And although the survey comprises one large part of our engagement strategy that surfaces some key statistics and results, it's pretty important to note that it was just one of many key strategies implemented in this comprehensive engagement process. As you'll see, we were successful in reaching many of the key communities prioritized early in the engagement process. Next slide, please. So in terms of who engaged, our survey collection was truly a collaborative effort among the city, lived experience group, and task force members, all of you. And because of this, and the diversity represented among all of you all in these groups, we're able to gather input from an extremely diverse selection of San Jose residents, as seen here on this slide. Just to point out a few notes, 38% of surveys were completed in a language other than English. 74% of respondents identified as women, and 32% had a household income of under $25,000 with dollars per year, with 80% having a household income of less than $85,000 per year, for which a family of 4 would classify as very low income. Additionally, 1 in 4 respondents indicated that they had lost a loved one during COVID-19. Okay, thank you. So in terms of race and ethnicity and identity, the pool of survey respondents also had a diverse representation, with 4 out of 5, or over 80% of people identifying as people of color. Approximately 50% of survey respondents identified as Mexican, Chicano, Chicana, or Hispanic, with almost 1/4 identifying as Asian and 6% identifying as Black. Next slide, please. Here by zip code, as you can see on this map, the heat map of survey results by zip code, we had survey representation from nearly every zip code in San Jose, with the highest number of responses coming from the east side San Jose and downtown, reflecting the zip codes prioritized by the city for having high COVID-19 case rates and low vaccination rates. Next slide, please. So going on into the questions, I'll present some of the results in the following slides, but wanted to note that you can also find the results for all the questions in the links on the appendix on page 28 of the community engagement report that links out to all the questions. Many of the results have also been analyzed and incorporated into your committee specific findings, which you'll dig a little deeper into later this evening. So in response to the first question that was asked in the survey, what have been some of the biggest challenges for you during the COVID-19 pandemic? So 2 in 5 respondents indicated staying safe and healthy while having to work, paying bills, and or feeling lonely, helpless, or depressed among their biggest challenges. And so you can see the top 5 responses listed here. Next slide, please. For question 2, what types of support you'd like to see regarding the kinds of support people would like to see provided as the city recovers from COVID-19? More than half of respondents indicated housing and rental assistance as one of the top 3 types of support they'd like to see, followed by better working conditions and support for workers and culturally relevant health services. This corresponded with our pop-up workshop.exercise findings that we did out in the field. We did about 7 pop-ups out in the field throughout the summer where we had boards and people did dot exercises, and this corroborated that. And in the dot exercises, 9 in 10 participants indicated housing and rental assistance among their top choices of support they'd like to see. This indicates that housing continues to be a prominent issue among our most impacted community members, and continued support is needed. Next slide, please. So in terms of how did you learn about the city's COVID-19 services, you can see that 2 in 5 people indicated that they learned about services via their neighbors and family. And I think this is really significant, attesting to the power of word of mouth communication and the strength of community networks, particularly here in San Jose. Additionally, 1 in 3 respondents identified local community organizations among their top ways of learning about services, a testament to the incredible work that many of you do in your roles day to day. So thank you again for all your support throughout the pandemic. Next slide, please. So how has your community supported you during the pandemic? So in addition to collecting key quantitative findings from our engagement early on in the engagement planning process, we collectively acknowledged and determined that gathering stories was extremely crucial in understanding the nuance and qualitative aspects of how COVID-19 impacted our communities. And as such, we incorporated a variety of open-ended questions to allow community members to share their stories and input in a variety of ways. And one of these questions we asked is listed here that was asked in both pop-ups and surveys. How has your community supported you during the pandemic? With many people indicating that their fellow neighbors and community members were instrumental in helping them survive both the emotional and physical day-to-day struggles of the pandemic. And to read more testimonies of lived experiences during the pandemic, please see the appendix, and then you can also refer to page 2 of your committee specific findings. Next slide, please. All right, so in all, the success of our comprehensive engagement efforts relied heavily on you, the task force, and your networks alongside the dedication of our 9 lived experience group members who worked tirelessly throughout the summer with you all to engage with over 1,500 people throughout 31 events. So again, round of applause to everyone for your commitment, dedication throughout all of this. Our collected efforts identified the following 5 main themes. 1, economic insecurity persists. Many in our community today still struggle to access the relief necessary to lift them out of poverty that pre-existed and was caused by the pandemic. Additionally, nearly 1 in 5 respondents identified food distribution programs as one of the key support mechanisms they access that help them survive throughout the pandemic. 2, mental health was also a pervasive topic of concern among both survey results and focus group conversations, with many youth and frontline workers voicing out their need of more support services to address the pains and stresses that compounded throughout the pandemic to today. 3, access to affordable childcare was also a top finding among engagement, with 2 in 5 or over 40% of those seeking work stating that finding reliable childcare among the top reasons preventing them from returning to work. 4, many workers and small businesses are still struggling to recover from the pandemic, with 2 in 5 respondents identifying that they were not working at the time they took the survey. And additionally, many small micro businesses that were severely impacted by the pandemic, particularly in the events and hospitality industries, and undocumented owners were still seeking assistance and capacity building support. Safety in the workplace was identified as the top most selected challenge experienced during COVID-19 among all respondents, indicating that robust workplace safety standards should be prioritized, especially in case of future COVID-19 waves. And then finally, across the board, people indicated that they'd like to see more effort placed into outreach and awareness of existing services. When asked about the biggest challenges to accessing services, 3 in 5, or about 61%, indicated that they just didn't know about existing services and how to access them, with 1 in 3 indicating long wait times and 1 in 5 indicating language barriers among their challenges. Additionally, many focus group participants commented that accessing support programs would at times be intimidating and that many would give up altogether. Still, many community members found a number of engagement efforts to reach them meaningful, particularly among promotora programs, large events, CBO engagements, and digital outreach, and wish for such efforts to share resources to be strengthened and widened in the future. And then finally, in all, although we mentioned the 5 main findings here on the slides, we invite you all to seek your committee specific findings where you can find some rich insights and key stories pertaining to your committee topic areas. These findings represent overall highlights. However, we must note that there are important findings that relate to other pandemic-related lived experiences and impacts that may not have been mentioned by the whole pool of those engaged, though may be just as important to acknowledge and consider as you draft your recommendations. So do take the time to review the full report, should time allow. And as a final closeout, just thank you again to everyone who made this effort really successful. And I'll pass it back to Carlos. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Christian. And before we open it up to questions and discussion, I did want to recognize our lived experience group who played such a crucial role in organizing and gathering the community input that we just reported out on, and organizing the 31 activities that we did this summer. Many of the lived experience group members also reviewed the community engagement report, and we wanted to invite one of the members from the lived experience group to share with us a bit about her thoughts of the report and how they may reflect what she heard in her events with the community and her thoughts on this community-driven outreach. So Viviana Barnwell was one of our lived experience group members, and I think she's here on this call and would, if she's here, would invite her to unmute herself and to address the audience.
Good evening. My name is Viviana Barnwell, and as Carlos mentioned, I am one of the 9 members of the Lived Experience Group. I am a local mom and professional, and I support and advocate for families of children with disabilities, particularly in the Latinx community. At the state level, I am a member of the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. The reason why I wanted to join the Lived Experience Group is because I wanted the voices of people with disabilities to be heard and their experiences to be shared with the community. I am going to clarify, I am not a person with disabilities. However, I am the parent of a 9-year-old boy with multiple neurodevelopmental disabilities. Through my son, I have experienced lack of inclusion and access at the city, county, and state level. That is not only true to him, but to every person with disabilities. During the pandemic, this got aggravated. As you look at the findings, I want to recognize the fact that what people with disabilities shared during my meetings is explicitly stated in there, and they are really grateful for the opportunity they have. Many of them expressed this is the first time they felt heard and seen by the community. Also, as you look at other findings, like issues with housing, issues with employment, with childcare, even if explicitly people with disabilities are not mentioned, I want you to recognize the fact that when a person has a disability, they are also members of other groups in our community. Finally, all of us got greatly impacted by the pandemic, but people with disabilities got more impacted, as many of them lost services, my son included, services and therapies, opportunities for social interaction, which are key in conditions like autism, and mental health was deteriorated. For many people with disabilities, mental health issues is a co-occurring condition. As we move forward, I want every one of us to recognize that we have an increasing number of people with disabilities in our community, and as a society, we can do better for those who need us the most. I want to thank Frank, Carlos, and Iris, who were our leaders, who were amazing at communicating, supporting, and being flexible with us throughout the process. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Viviana. And I know that we also have other members of our lived experience group here as well. And so just wanted to recognize that we have Ellen Rollins and Maricon as well, Malamban. So thank you, Viviana, and thank you to all the lived experience group members for all your contributions. Thank you. So I wanted to open it up to see if there are any comments from the information we just shared, any questions. Wanted to open it up to the task force to share, to respond. Feel free to just raise your hand if you have any questions or comments. Did anything stand out to you? Is something new, something that you didn't hear from? Anything else that maybe was missing? Dr. Dewan.
Good evening, and thank you. I think what stood out to me was in particular the comments around not being aware of the various services and programs and resources, and how that could be a call to action for us as we try to understand the best ways to get the word out and how to reach our community better.
Thank you, Dr. Dewan. Luis, I see your hand up as well.
Yes, I mean, first, many thanks to the committee and the lived experience group and everyone who worked to put this together and get the word out. I've just been skimming through it, but there's really a lot of input and information and data and experience that I think will be hugely valuable. I did have a question about the page, the overall engagement highlights, that slide with the little icons in the 5 areas, and how that was developed, because I'm comparing that to the actual highlights of the findings, and it seems like there's some areas that sort of got left out or don't match up. And what particularly jumped out to me, being on the workers' health and safety subgroup, was that the top response for biggest challenges was staying, among all the respondents, was staying safe and healthy while having to work. And for the question, what kind of support would you like to see from the city? The second highest response after housing and rental assistance was better working conditions and support for workers. But yet when we get to that highlight section, this piece on workers and small businesses only talks about people who lost their jobs and are struggling to recover. And I see that was also an issue that I think was raised by a good portion of the respondents. But those are two separate issues, losing your job and trying to get back in the workforce, and protecting your rights, health, and safety on the job. So I just want to make sure that that first one that actually I think more people mentioned doesn't get deleted when it comes to the highlight.
Thank you for that, Louise. Yeah, we do encourage folks to review the report, especially the committee specific findings. The main findings, what we shared is just a general summary of what we heard, especially focusing on the all of our activities that we did, but there are nuances, and so we do encourage folks to review the rest of the report, and like I said, the committee specific findings, which have more detail and can support some of the recommendations that your committee is working on as well. And don't know if Rosalind or Christian, if you had any comments as well.
Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, I'll just add, so the slides, we only had some limited space to include so many comments in that slide, but I do recommend to review the executive summary where it kind of lists a little bit more detail, and it is a draft. So of course we wanted to hear from you all because this whole process has been iterative, and I think it's a crucial step of this process is corroboration with you all as well. So thank you, Louise, for sharing that. We'll be sure to pinpoint and emphasize those points as well in the final draft.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. And I'm not at this point referring to the committee specific data. The top response of the entire survey was staying safe and healthy while having to work. So I just want to make sure that that's reflected.
Thank you, Louise. All right, any other comments, questions? Okay, well, so we're now going to go into the next part of the meeting, which is an opportunity for each of you to break into groups according to the committees and review the community engagement findings that are specific to those committees. Next slide, please. We have allotted 30 minutes time for you all to meet and review the findings and discuss how they can inform the draft recommendations and impact that you have developed. So these committee specific findings were also shared with you on Tuesday when we just sent out the presentation community report. So if you're looking at the community report, the community engagement report, you can find it on page 11 of the report, although we did send it out, also publish it as a separate document. We recognize that some of you have signed up for multiple committees, so you will have the opportunity to divide your time today between these committees if you wish. So use those 30 minutes as you wished in terms of in terms of which committee breakout room you want to join. There will be we will be placing you right now into your groups according to your primary committee. There will be a button on the lower right side of your screen that allows you to leave the room. Just be careful to click on leaving the room and not the meeting. You will then have the option of selecting another room to move to. The breakout rooms will be categorized by committee name, so it should be easy for you to identify which breakout room you want to join. Members of the public will have the option to leave a committee room at any time and join another one as well. So we will have a staff helping facilitate these these breakouts, and these are some of the questions that we're going to be asking you to respond. So we will be reviewing the committee specific findings and asking you to just respond what you found most interesting, how do they impact your existing recommendations. So really continuing this work of refining our draft recommendations now that we have this committee input. And also, if there's any questions, if there's any missing, as Christian mentioned, these reports, these findings are still in draft, and we want to make sure that we provide all the information that you need. Any questions before we go ahead and break out into your rooms? I think one other, if you are going to be joining the housing committee breakout room, you will be staying in the main room. That allows us to have a simultaneous interpretation. So any questions before we break out into groups?
Carlos, this is Dolores. So the folks on the phone, just on a phone, are we able to be part of this?
Yes. Dolores, I'm imagining that we'll be placing you in the Community Health and Wellness Committee breakout room, so you should find yourself there.
Yes.
We'll be placing you there.
All righty, thank you.
All right, unless there's any more questions, we'll go ahead and break out into groups, and we'll see you in a half hour for to end the meeting tonight with public comment. Great. Well, thanks everyone for participating in these breakout group discussions. I know that many of the committees have scheduled meetings coming up in the next couple of weeks, and yeah, the real work is going to be coming up in advance of the October 13th task force meeting to finalize these draft recommendations in advance of that meeting. So if there's have some committees that are meeting next week, and I look forward to continuing the work with you. I think unless there's any questions, we're going to go into the final section of our agenda today, which is public comment. So if we do have members of the public who would like to make a comment, you have 2 minutes time. All we ask is that you raise your hand and we can go ahead and call on you. I don't think I see members of the community who wish to speak. So last call. And all right. So I think we're at the last section here, which is just our next steps. And so, Rosen, did you want to take it away?
Sure. Thank you again, everyone, for participating in the breakout groups. We hope you had some good initial conversations about all of that good community feedback that we've gotten. As Carlos mentioned, the next upcoming weeks are going to be busy weeks for us, as committees are going to continue to work and refine recommendations based on the community feedback. So as a reminder, our next task force meeting is Thursday, October 13th. Each committee will be presenting draft recommendations. We really encourage everyone to participate in your upcoming committee meetings as well as the next task force meeting. Always can reach us. You've got our website, email addresses. You can reach out to any of us individually. And with that, if there aren't any more questions, comments, if I missed anything, Aurelia or Carlos or team?
I think we're good.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate you participating tonight.